Valentine's is over and I can legally stop wearing pink. And what better way to celebrate than me telling you of a story how I forced and bullied a kid to take me to the 6th grade Valentine's dance. Yeah, I am a terrible person. But before we get into that, hi honeys, it's your Queen V, and yes, I bullied and berated a kid into taking me to a dance in 6th grade for Valentine's. And let me just start out by saying, this kid we're going to name Monocles because I literally don't know his name. It was something with an M. So for me to like start the story off right, I need to tell you why I called him Monocles and what led to me bullying him into taking me to this dance. So yes, there was this kid on my bus, and every day I would pick on him. I would pick on everyone. I was a school bully. I am not ashamed to admit that, I know. I have been bullied in the past. I have bullied many people. So I was on the bus one day, this like kid, really quiet. I picked on all the quiet kids because I am a very loud person. And if you are not loud, if you cannot match my enthusiasm, I will bully you and I will be like, be louder. And it's just because I like people to be confident. If I'm talking to you and you're not really looking at me, if you're not making eye contact with me and holding a discussion, I will like basically hurt you in a not nice way with words. So this kid, right? We're just on the bus. He's minding his business. I am literally jumping seats while the bus is moving, just trying to talk to everyone. And I don't remember what it was. I think we had just came back from like a winter break because it was like January. I was on the bus being a brat. And this kid was just minding his business, just reading a book or playing on his phone. I can't remember what he was doing. I come up behind him and I'm literally like pulling his hair. Like, not really pulling his hair, but just kind of like doing this to where you can feel like his hair was here. And I was like, ooh, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. And he was just like, looked at me and I was like, hi. And he was like, hi. And I was like, what's your name? He said what it was, but we had just passed the Monocles, and I like, I had heard it start with an M, and I was like, I'm gonna start calling you Monocles from now on. He's like, why? I'm like, cause you live next to the Monocles, duh. And he was like, okay. And then I found out the kid was in my class. I just never noticed him before because he was very, very quiet. So I was like, hey Monocles, we're friends now. And he's like, I really don't want to be your friend. And I was like, too bad. So fast forward, we're in 6th grade and we find out that there is a dance going on. And I have only ever been to one dance at that point, and it was a daddy-daughter dance. And I remember it being the worst thing ever. But yes, it was terrible. So yeah, I was like, what could go wrong with this one? Spoiler alert, it was terrible, but for other reasons. So I actually made a list. Me and a couple girls were like, we're gonna go to this dance, we're gonna be like all dolled up, we're gonna go and we're gonna be like, yeah, find our soulmates and just like basically just be hoes. That was our hoe time. So me and the girls, you know, we were making this list. He was literally the last person on my list, mind you. My current boyfriend was on there too, and so was like a bunch of my exes. But yeah, I just literally wrote down the names of like every single guy I thought was like just even a 1 on the scale, like to me. I was like, okay, no vampire kids, no sport kids really. People that I would see actually dating, which I had really low standards back then. And I mean, I still had and do maybe. Not do anymore. Like my standards are definitely raised because the guy I'm with now is like actually an angel sent by God, and I thank you every day. But yes, so little me on the playground like for about 3 days was going up to every single guy asking, hey, do you have a date for the Valentine's dance? Like, are you going? Who are you going with? So many girls hate me because I would go up to their man and I would be like, sup? Like, let me just snatch you for a second. Do you have a date? And they would be like, yeah, I'm going with her. And then this girl would be like, and I'd be like, you know what? You want to fight me? You want to fight me? I was in the principal's office for well over a week. I was actually threatened that if I actually harassed any more guys, I wouldn't be able to go to the dance. So the principal was like, stop, don't do it. And I was like, I'm going to. So on a last ditch effort, I was talking to all the guys on my bus, going row from row, and then I get to the back and I'm like, Monocle. He looks at me and I say, do you have a date for the Valentine's dance? And I look at my list and I was like, actually, I didn't even ask you. And he was like, I don't play at recess. I just sit and I read. And I was like, oh, that's probably why I didn't see you. And he was like, I really didn't want you to see me because I heard what you were doing and I don't want to go. And I was like, but Michael, you're gonna go with me. Do you know how awesome that would be? I remember this kid shaking, physically shaking, and I was like, monocles, please. Please, monocles, please. I will come to your room and I will snatch you away at night. Please come with me to the dance, please, please. I have never been asked by a guy to do anything except for once, and that was with the current boyfriend I'm with. He asked me out. No guy's ever asked me out, and I'm like very, very demanding. And I'm like, please, I want this, you want this, obviously, because I want it, so let's do it. That has gotten me into more trouble than ever. Me just being so demanding and being like, obviously this is a good idea, but no, I was in 6th grade and we were about to go to middle school, so I was like, I want a middle school boo so badly. I don't want to be that single freak in middle school. I know, if you don't date in middle school, you are a freak. I am for sure kidding. If you don't date until high school, you are fine. But if you don't date, like, if you don't try anyways, I mean, your chances of like being asked are pretty low. You have to make the first step. No matter if you're a girl or a boy, there's a lot of girls that still believe that the girls can't ask and the guys have to ask. That's how my boyfriend is. But I am very much, if I want something, I'm going to ask. I'm going to take it, and that's basically it. So little Monocles was just shaking in his boots, and I was like, Monocles, I swear to God, I will give you candy for a whole month of February. I will pay for your ticket. I'll pay for Monocles for dinner. Like, I was telling him all these benefits to going with me to the dance. And he finally, before he got off the bus, he was like, okay. Now, mind you, everyone had little flip phones back then, if you had a phone. So we both take out our little flip phones, and mine was obviously the more superior one because mine flipped hamburger style instead of flipping hot dog style. I know, weird. But yes, also the sliding phones, like I never understood those. I thought those were like really terrible because it's just one screen, you're just sliding it. I had 2 screens on my phone. I know, I'm super bougie. So I was just like planning out my outfit. I can't remember exactly what I wore. I know it was like some kind of awful, hideous dress because that was basically all I owned was awful, hideous dresses. Oh, we go to the dance and we didn't go together, like we drove separately because obviously 6th graders, your parents have to do all that. So I remember my mom was like, okay, and she was telling me a bunch of stuff and I was like, blah, 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 I don't care. So, I get there and I'm waiting, and I remember I'm waiting in the middle of the dance floor. I'm just like, come on, Monocles, come on, I want to dance with you, boy, like, come on. I remember him walking in through like the furthest door away because that was one of the entrances and exits. That was one of the entrance and exits, and there was 2 of them, so obviously he didn't come in through the front, so I don't even think he gave the ticket to the person. I think he had to like walk around and then do that, and then it was a whole ordeal. I was like, Monocles, why are you late? And he was just like, I really didn't want to be here. I remember the poor guy, he rented like a little suit. He had like a bow tie, and I was like, oh, you look so much better than me. But yeah, so we danced a little bit. He was super sweaty. Like, there was a river flowing from that man. He was drenched. Like, he was wearing a black tux, but you could see that the sweat was just dripping off of him. He was just engulfed in water. And here I was just like, I am partying. I am the party god. And he was just like, do 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 do. And I was like, come on, man. I was doing the disco. I was shaking my booty like I was doing all the white people dances. I was like, oh yeah, raise the roof, man. And he was just like, can you please stop being loud? You are very loud. And I at one point, one of the teachers came up to me and put their hand on my shoulder, and I was like, oh, you want some of this? And they're like, we will have to ask you to leave if you do not stop. You are making everyone here uncomfortable. You need to leave or shut up. And I was like, you know what? No. So I started a conga line. Yeah, I was one of those kids. I started a conga line. I was like, Monocles, put your hands on my shoulder. And he was just like, I really don't want to. Shaking in his boots. And I was like, Monocles, please, we're going to start a conga line. It was just us. and he was so upset. He was about to cry. I almost felt bad, but little me was like, no, this is a party. It has to be a party. And then my mom, out of the corner of my eye, I just see like her like almost hovering over, and I was like, dear God, this is a nightmare. And I just remember being so embarrassed, and I just like ran the other way. I was like, nope, gonna go to the punch bowl. I'm not gonna deal with this. My mom just hovered over to me and was like, hey, we gotta go. And I was like, why? The dance just started. I've only been here for like an hour. And she's like, but you have an eye appointment. And little me, I had glasses. I could not see at all because my prescription was not strong, and I really need a strong prescription. I still need a strong prescription because it's really hard to see out of these glasses. I know I probably should go to the eye doctor like yearly, but I suck, so I don't. So yes, I was like, Mom, please, I am having the funnest time ever. You cannot rip me away from this man. And Michael was like, please take her away. And everyone was like just shaking, and I was like, Mom, please. And everyone was like, I think it'd be best if you leave. And I was like, almost in tears. I was like, I'm not gonna cry till we get down to the car, just because I don't want no one else to see me cry. And my mom was like, okay, big girl. I'm like, So I start like bawling. I'm just in the car, I didn't even want to get out of the car for my eye exam. And I was like, I don't care, I will be blind for the rest of my life. But then I was like, you know what, actually, nah, I'm not gonna see that kid ever again. He's actually moving. So I was like, okay. So I went into my eye appointment, and they were like, wow, how can you even see out of these? I was like, I can't. And they were like, oh. And I'm pretty sure if I had better glasses, I would have been able to pick out better clothing and maybe made better friends, because 2020 hindsight vision, that's not how it works, by the way. But yeah, I was blind. I still am. And I just remember the next day at school, everyone was like they avoided me like the plague for at least a week. And then everyone just kind of forgot about it. I literally was like, I don't care, I had fun. And they were like, why did your mom come? That was like the most questioning part, was, why was your mom there? It wasn't, why were you dancing like a crack addict? It was, your mom was there, what happened? I had to explain to people I am like blind, and they really did not understand. But that is okay, because children don't understand. And I just was like, you know what? I'll just be known as the girl that is going into middle school with the widest dance experience ever. And that was basically it. So Monocles did not ever talk to me after that, which is sad. But I really don't care, I guess. It hurts my heart. Not really. But yeah, that was my first like school dance experience. And I can honestly say that if I went to my freshman year of high school, if I went to that dance, that homecoming dance, I probably would have done the same exact thing. So I'm glad that I have learned to grow a little bit and mature, because I will admit it, I'll be the first to admit it, I was the weird kid in school. I was like the one that was always like, hey, I want to do all of this, and y'all are gonna do it with me. And they're just like, please don't make me. I was the reason why we had so many rules, and kind of the reason why we had to get a lot of things taken away. And I'll leave that for another story, like there's just so much to tell. But yeah, that was probably one of the worst, the cringiest, I'll say that, the cringiest dance I ever went to, and it was all because of me, because I suck. So yeah, hopefully if you guys are in 6th grade, or you guys are younger than that, or just whenever, like if you go to a dance, please keep this in mind. There are cameras. People have videos, and people will take pictures, and then you will end up in the school yearbook, and you'll be like, oh my god, what was I doing? What was I wearing? Why did I act like this? And everyone will know you as the girl in the yearbook that looks like this, freezed forever in time, because you were dancing like an actual lunatic. Like, oh my god, help me. So hopefully you guys found this video fun, educational, entertaining, and enjoyable, and everything else I say. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, check out my description below, and follow all my social media links. Hit that bell, because I make videos like every single day except for the weekend. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Comment down below what your worst dance experience was. or best. I mean, you can keep it positive. But I think with all that being said, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry, Monocles, if you ever, like, see this video. I doubt you will. I have no idea what he's doing with his life right now because he literally moved and vanished. But if you do happen to find this video, I am sorry. I'm also sorry for, like, everyone who went to, like, school with me and had to witness me. That's all I had to say. So anyways, with all that being said, thanks for stopping by. Love you.